No, Captain. I'm sure I would have heard of the arrival of other men like you.
Perhaps you've heard, let's say, an impossible story, or a rumor of men who came from the sky, or from other worlds.
There are no other worlds.
The stars.
Lights shining through from heaven.
You know many of our high worship words. How?
In my land, we have a tribe like you.
Where is your tribe?
Up there. One of those points of light that you see at night.
Why are you here? Were you cast out?
You're confusing the stars with heaven.
You're confusing the stars with heaven. There are no planets. Yes, Star Trek. Love Star Trek. I've always been a big fan of Star Trek, and I still am today. I still watch it on Netflix, and that's where I've been picking up these clips. And there's so many more, but it's just really troublesome to pick up these clips. Every clip I could give you, I'd probably give you about a dozen of Captain Kirk trying to explain to other people, we come from another planet. We come from up there, from up above. And everybody's like, no, those are the heavens above. You know, it's like, this is what they're showing you, how they're brainwashing you, and every planet that he comes to, and they're saying, no, that's the heavens are above. There are no other worlds, and there isn't. There is absolutely no planets above us. There's just the heavens above. There's just lights in the sky. All right? You ever notice the moon when it's at its brightest and its closest? It's a bright white light, a cold white light. That's illuminating its own light. It's the light for night. That's the night light. You got the sun for the day and you got the moon for the night. All right? If the sun was lighting the moon up, it would be yellow. It would be orange. You would also see the rays of the sun on the way to the moon, okay, which we never see. All right? That's another point. Now, the sun is not 93 million miles away. If it were, you would see the rays during different times of the night, you know, depending if it was hitting the moon or you know, depending on where it is. You would always see the sun's rays beaming someplace. The fact that we don't see any sunlight because our Earth is covering it, really? No. This thing is supposed to be 93 million miles away. You probably would always see sunlight if it was 93 million miles away. You wouldn't get direct sunlight, but you would see rays of sun someplace. Do you understand that? Let me put it to you this way. Whenever you watch Star Trek, or even the fake outer space missions in NASA, they never ever show you the sun. The sun does not exist. If the sun was 93 million miles away, and if they took their fake spacewalk or spacecraft, that sun would always be visible. It would not be hidden behind an Earth. All right. When you watch Star Trek, because they only made that show to convince you that there's planets and other life above us when it's only the heavens above. All right, this is just to hide God. They've been doing this for thousands of years. It's the same people. All right, when they're traveling into space, you know, Scotty be like, Captain, that'll take 3 months at high warp speed to get there. That's okay, Scotty. You can have some scotch on the way there. Aye, Captain. Yeah, but that whole 3 months, they never see any sun. Captain, why don't we see any sun? Well, Scotty, you know there's no sun until we get to a planet. Aye, Captain. No sun till we get to the planet. Aye. What are you, a retard? So the only time we can see a sun is when we get to a planet? Other than that, there's no sun? Okay? They can't explain this to you because the sun is right above us. Okay? It's very close to us. There's no other way it could possibly be. It can't be 93 million miles away. So when they're trying to fool us in these space, like any space movie you see, you never see the sun. Okay? They put people in suspended animation. They're traveling years. Any space movie you watch, years to get to this planet, years to get to wherever they're going. They never see any sun. The movie could be 3 hours long and they travel 30 billion light years. Never saw a sun. Then they go, oh, we're here. Oh, here's the sun. So you're trying to tell me you never see any sun while you're in space because they can't explain this. They can't show you, there's... oh, here's another sun, and how that works because it's all fake. It's all made up. None of it's real. Okay, space is a totally fabricated, made-up story. It's total fiction. Okay? Whatever you see up above, there's no balls, there's nothing spinning, and we have evidence of this. And don't leave a comment, oh, look at what NASA showed us. NASA's all CGI and paintings. You've never seen a picture of Mars or the Mars spinning as a ball in real time from any satellite, because satellites don't exist. And when they show you a moving picture of Mars or any planet, or it's made up, and it always looks the same. Even when it's moving, it never changes. It's not real. You've been duped. You've been fooled. Okay, there are no spinning balls above you, and you don't live on a spinning ball. That's a fact. That's 100% factual stuff I just gave you. All right? They can travel for light years and not see any sun until we get to the planet. Hey, Captain, we got the sun on the planet. Very good, Scotty. We see the sun. So what about that high warp speed? You don't see any sun until you get to a planet? You know, the planet just lights up. Oh, the sun is here. And then let's go to the next planet. Okay, you leave that one, and as the ship is leaving, it faces the other direction. No sun. Where is the sun? I'd love to know. How can the sun be 93 million miles away, and the only thing that comes in front of our flat Earth realm and the sun is our moon? I don't think I've ever seen. This is a good point that I'm making right now. Put this in your database, okay, and use this idea, because this is pretty good stuff I'm going to give you right now. The only thing that gets in the way of our sun and our flat Earth realm is our moon. Why is that? It's because the sun is right above us. If the sun were 93 million miles away, there'd be another planet eventually going in front of us, another moon, another something, a celestial body. Think about it. 93 million miles is a long, long, long ways. And that sun has never been duped by any celestial body, any moon, any planet. Not ever. The only time we have an eclipse is when the moon, our own moon, which is above us, and then the sun is above. They're both right above us. So you mean to tell me, in the history of mankind, nothing flies in front of the sun while it's hitting Earth? Ever. No moon, no planets, nothing. Things are flying through space at extreme speeds, changing all the time, and we have a clear shot. Nothing ever travels in front of the sun, including spacecraft. Right? So if there are aliens out there, well, the sun, it should be going in front of the sun at some point. There should be some kind of a planet going in front of the sun at some point. There should be some moon going in front of the sun at some point, because there's, you know how many galaxies there should be between here and 93 million miles? I don't know. First of all, galaxies are not real. So don't quote me on distances, because distances and math are totally fictional, made up baloney. Okay? This stuff is not real. All their calculations are just made up. None of it is real. They can't prove any of it. We've never been into space because space does not exist. Nothing exists above us except for the heavens. There's no playground for us to get into a spacecraft and go flying around, traveling anywhere. This is the deception. And the only reason why they do that, there can only be one reason, and that's to hide the fact that you are living and you're a spiritual being living in a flat earth realm, in a prison, and you can't escape it. Okay, this hides the fact that God exists, and we're the only creatures existing in this plane. That's it. And then you have all these flat earthers who are all against God. They're all antichrist. Okay, they all defy God. They sound so smart and know everything. They know we can't get into space. They know space doesn't exist. But the obvious answers that are right in the Bible, they tell you in the Bible the heavens are above, exactly everything's supposed to be, but they won't go there because they think they're duped. Okay? They said religion is made by the New World Order, and they're correct. But why did they make all these religions? So this way you pick one of them. Not only that, they made so many religions. They want to classify the one true God as a religion. So when these dum-dums think they're awake, they'll say, oh, all these religions, the New World Order made it. And they'll throw Jesus Christ in there. And he doesn't exist. And now they want to be their own man, their own person, their own thinking. I only take the word from me, moi, which is what? Exactly what Satan wants. Because when you say me, that's Satan. Okay? This is the New World Order thinking. This is what they want. They've trained you since birth to think exactly how they're thinking. Totally godless existence. But since they're so brilliant, they have to say, creator, I know there's a creator. And that's it. Nothing else but the creator. Who is that? They don't care who it is. They don't want to know. They just know something. See, to them, something created them. All right? Satan knows something created him too. The New World Order knows who created it. And if you don't reconcile with God, you're spinning your wheels on a flat earth realm trying to prove to people that this flat earth is real. But it doesn't do you any good. Let me explain to you this. How many conspiracies are there? Right? Who knows? Millions, billions, trillions? How many conspiracies that we're trying, from Sandy Hook to Boston bombing, all these hoaxes, from the school shootings, even the president, JFK getting shot, to Sandy Hook hoax, the flat earth, you name it, the 9/11, whatever it is, none of these conspiracies, they have, all of them have one thing in common. What is that? None of them have ever hit critical mass. What does that mean? That means not one conspiracy has been proven to the entire inhabitants of this flat earth realm. It's never been done. Okay? Say vaccines. Now, some truths are like, we prioritize. It's the vaccines where we got exposed. No, it's the chemtrails. No, it's, something, right? Everybody picks one to say, this is the one we have to get. Which one went critical mass? See, no one thinks because they're godless. I'm the only one. I'm the only one that can think like this, because you have to set your ego aside and understand what's coming from God, not from the stupid internet. Do you understand that? No conspiracy has ever hit critical mass, has ever been stopped. Do you understand me? It's never going to happen. Now ask me why that is. And most of you people who follow me know the answer. This is a spiritual war. Okay? Until the day you die, you'll be fighting this. You have to fight evil. You have to tell the truth. But you're not going to stop it. That's an impossibility. Because whatever you do in this world, whatever you discover, it's supposed to lead you to Christ. It's supposed to lead you to God. Okay? Not supposed to lead you, we got flat earth and a creator someplace. There's a freaking creator. He's here someplace. We don't talk about him. We don't want to know. And what gets me the worst about I ain't going to say his name. He goes and tries to prove that the Bible don't exist. He goes against Christians. He goes against God. They're antichrist. Every one of them. I can mention a handful of them. They're all together, and they're all antichrist. And then they point the finger at the New World Order, the satanic New World Order. Well, if you're not with Christ, if you're antichrist, then you're with the New World Order. But you don't know it. You can't be antichrist and not be with the New World Order. The New World Order, powers that be, Satan, Lucifer, the beast, his job is just to get you on his side. And if you go against God, then you lost. So if you're sitting there proving hours and hours and hours of flat earth with your buddies disproving God and Jesus Christ, and you say, well, we know we've been created, and look how smart I am, and it's me, do as I will, you're doing exactly what Satan wants you to do. You lost. You failed. Okay? Listen, none of your ideas are going to go hit critical mass. It's not supposed to. It's not going to. Only God can come back and change this. All truth comes out in the end times. That means flat earth is going to be known, and all the hoaxes, everything that's true will be known on the end days and not before. But people are waking up, okay? But it won't hit critical mass until the last days, because you can't have a flat earth realm with everybody awake to what's going on, because it can't exist. The devil can't exist. Do you understand? There's going to be some kind of explosion there. It just can't be. You can't have the entire population of this world being awake until the end. That's it. That's a fact. So anybody preaching about anything, and I hate to say, bring up certain people, but Max Egan really bugs the hell out of me. Now, I don't know what he does. I don't think he's a bad guy, but he's just as bad as the other people in Flat Earth. And he doesn't believe in a Flat Earth. And then he's like, oh, I can better prove that the Earth is a hologram. And he says this, but he doesn't prove it. He just says it because he hates Flat Earth. He truly hates Flat Earth and the whole idea about it. All right, and then he goes to prove what's on his mind, which will never be proven. We will never hit critical mass. So Max Egan is spinning his wheels, and then people don't understand what comes out of Max Egan's mouth. See, I know him. When I first got saved, I had a problem with him, and I had an argument with him because people are fooled. He won't say it, but he does not believe in Jesus Christ or the Bible. He says things about the Bible, but he doesn't believe in Jesus Christ. Okay, that's a fact. This is the argument I had with him. I talked to him. Do you understand me? That's why when he says, you got to bend in your belief systems, he's talking about Jesus Christ. He wants you to give up on Jesus Christ. This is from Max Egan. Okay? So if Flat Earthers and Max Egan both spinning their wheels on whatever they believe, on whatever conspiracy they're pushing, they're prioritizing, is never going to hit critical mass. See, the people who are truly awake understand this. So everybody's pushing a different conspiracy when you should only be pushing what? Say it. Jesus Christ. Reconcile with God. This is the only reason we're here. We all know we can't get into space. We know that we've been lied to. The only thing we should be doing is reconciling with God. And this is the furthest thing from any of the Flat Earthers' mind, the one with the big channels. They're all anti-Christ. And Max Egan will agree with that. He wants to be himself and push his own thing. And he goes against God. Max Egan is against God. He's anti-Christ. He thinks he's fighting the New World Order, but if you're anti-Christ, you work for the New World Order. It's as simple as that. Okay? Whatever good intentions this man has, or any of these people have, is just, you just might as well just buy a gerbil, put him on his wheel, and watch it for 24/7. Like, oh, here's the gerbil spinning on his wheel. Because that's all you're doing. Okay? And you can't tell me I'm wrong, right? Because what did I say? And what am I about to say? No conspiracy hits critical mass. No conspiracy hits critical mass, which means the entire population of this realm waking up to that idea that you're trying to tell them. It has never been done. It will never be done because there's only one way out of here. Okay? You're not truly awake until you're at my level. Do you understand that? You can cheer Max Egan and yay him all day long when he's doing absolutely nothing. Actually, he's going against God and working against God. He's anti-Christ. He's spinning his wheel on his own ideas, his own conspiracies, which he prioritizes has to go first. Doing absolutely nothing for anyone. If you're not leading people to God, then you step aside. I'm not saying that the work he does is not good, but once you have to realize if you wake up to God, now you're like, oh well, he's anti-Christ. Then you move on, you forget about him. You only go to the people who are truly awake. You could use him as a stepping stone. You can use any flat earthers as a stepping stone, as an awakening. That's fine. But you have to come to a point and say, well, these people they're spinning their wheels and they're lost souls. They are lost souls. They're still lost. They're still asleep. And then you have to, if you have a voice like mine, you make a video pointing this out. Okay, we're all the same people. We all have to reconcile with God. I'm not better than any of these people I mentioned. I'm just more awake and trying to tell you that they're leading you now into the wrong direction because, The flat earthers are telling you there is no God, there's a creator, there is no Jesus Christ, and the Bible is wrong. This is what they're telling you. And they tell you this on a daily basis. All right? That's it. So when I make a video, I get this from God, right? I'm giving you the 100% truth. Now, anyone out there think that any of the things that these people are doing are going to hit critical mass and it's going to save mankind? You know, some work is good. I mean, you use them as a stepping stone, but you can't. At some point, you have to say, well, you know, these people are not. You know, they're going to be leading people astray because most of them tell you that the Bible is wrong and Jesus Christ doesn't exist. Because they don't fully understand. They're not fully awake. And I have to make that point. All right? And Max Egan's the same thing. He's against God. He's against Jesus Christ. Because he doesn't believe in Jesus Christ. And you always hear him say, you know, you gotta get rid of your belief system. And he's talking about Jesus Christ. Get rid of Jesus Christ. This is what the man is telling you. He won't come out and say it. And he hates flat earth and he hates flat earthers. Because when in the beginning he was so irate, you know, I witnessed it. Now he's starting to, like, you know, mellow out with it because you can't fight it. But he's human like everybody else, and he's not fully awake. Max Egan is not awake yet, and probably never will with his attitude. But on that note, I'm done and done.